Word on the streets is that Will Smith's oldest son, Trey, doesn't really see eye to eye with his stepmother, Jada. Many believe that Trey has never been a fan of Jada, and it has a lot to do with this secret resentment that Trey has had for Jada for many years now. Is it true that Jada destroyed Trey's relationship with his father, Will? Is Jada really the evil stepmother? So it turns out that the drama in the Smith family just might go deeper than we imagine, because it looks like there is some type of bad blood between Jada and Will's first son, Trey. I'm not trying to be a hater or anything, but I think we can all agree when I say that Trey is the least famous Smith. I mean, he's doing well for himself and all that, but when compared to his half-siblings, well, he's just not that mainstream. But we're not going to get into the nitty-gritty of why he isn't super popular, because we're going to be focusing on the messed up family dynamics and why he and Jada can't stand each other. I mean, they're not sworn enemies or anything, but they just don't care about each other. And considering the history between them, it's not that hard to see why they wouldn't get along well. Trey is Will's son from his first marriage to Sheree Zampino. Will and Sheree got married in 1992, and Trey was born later that same year. The interesting thing about this is that Will had been interested in Jada first, not Sheree. Back in the day, Jada appeared in the sitcom A Different World, and Will was a fan of the show. He was attracted to Jada after seeing her on screen, so he decided to visit the set of the movie in hopes that he could get a mutual friend to introduce him to Jada. As fate would have it, Sheree was on the set that day to visit a friend, and she ran into Will, who was immediately drawn to her. He gave up on his quest to get introduced to Jada, and he linked up with Sheree.
Went to Different World to meet Jada and met Sheree and ended up marrying Sheree and having Trey with...
He and Sheree ended up getting married and they had Trey, but their marriage didn't last very long, and after a couple of years, they were on the brink of divorce. Now, people have always suspected that Will cheated on Sheree with Jada while they were married, but Jada has constantly denied this.
That was it.
We did not have an affair.
We did not have an affair.
While he was married.
Nope,
Let's be clear about that.
Not at all.
Even though they didn't have an affair, Jada still indirectly has something to do with the divorce. You see, Jada and Will connected while he was still married, and he immediately knew that Jada was going to be the love of his life, even though he was an entire family man with a wife and a kid. Eventually, he started feeling trapped in his family life. It was so bad that one time when he went out to dinner with his wife, he went to the bathroom to cry because he knew that he was supposed to be with Jada.
Me and Sheree went to dinner, and I sat down with Sheree, and it was one of the most bizarre emotions I ever had after we had that talk, and we were at the Palm. And I remember I had to get up from dinner when I had a realization that I wasn't with the person I was supposed to be with. I went in the bathroom at the Palm and I broke down in tears.
Well, he ended up divorcing Sheree when Trey was just 2 years old, and he claimed that the divorce took a bad toll on him because he felt like a failure.
Divorce was the ultimate failure for me.
Yeah.
I've been hurt a lot in my adult life, but I don't think anything touches the failure of getting divorced from my 2-year-old son's mother.
Well, he and Jada got married, but things didn't go well between them and Sheree at first. For a long time, there were a lot of issues between them because Sheree didn't agree with the way Will and Jada chose to parent their kids, including Trey. We all know that they have a very unconventional parenting style, and some people even refer to them as toxic. I mean, they even admitted to basically letting their kids do whatever they want and raise themselves. In an interview, Will said, "We don't do punishment. The way that we deal with our kids is they are responsible for their lives. Our concept is, as young as possible, give them as much control over their lives as possible. So when they do things, you can do anything you want as long as you can explain to me why that was the right thing to do for your life." Now, before Will and Jada got married, Will had a great father-son relationship with Trey. He appeared in some of Will's music videos, and they basically did everything together. But then, that kind of changed when Will got married to Jada and they gave birth to Jaden and Willow. From that point on, it felt like Will started to focus more and more on his marriage to Jada and his new family, and it feels like he kind of neglected Trey. And Will himself has kind of admitted that he was something of an absentee father to Trey in his younger years. And people have always pointed out how weird it was that Will never seemed to pay as much attention to Trey's career like he did to Jaden and Willow. I mean, he had Willow hitting the studios and dropping hit songs before she was 10 years old. and he even had her touring with Justin Bieber as a child. Jaden, on the other hand, was a child actor who starred in a couple of hit movies, but Will never went out of his way to help Trey like he did to his other two kids. And when you add this to the fact that Will was an absentee dad, I guess we can all kind of see where I'm going with this. For the longest time, Trey was on the outs with Will and his family, but in 2018, Will finally started to make amends with Trey. He posted a video talking about the relationship between him and Trey and captioned it, "It has not always been like this between Trey and I. We struggled for years after my divorce from his mother. He felt betrayed and abandoned. It is a wild blessing to recover and restore a loving relationship with my beautiful son." Trey also developed a relationship with Jaden and Willow, and they all seem to be on good terms now. So he's cool with everyone in the family except Jada. I don't think they are beefing or anything, but Trey's relationship is not as strong with Jada as the rest of the family, and I believe that he has a couple of reasons why he feels this way. First off, the insider revealed that Trey has known since he was a child that the reason his parents got divorced was that his father wanted to be with Jada and not his mother. Trey took the divorce very hard, and he found it difficult to come to terms that mommy and daddy were no longer together because daddy wanted someone else. It also didn't help that Trey felt abandoned when Will started another family and focused on his new children, acting like Trey didn't exist. It hurt him really bad to see that happen, and it's not surprising that he started to hold a grudge against Will and Jada. But while Will manned up and reached out to fix their relationship, Jada did none of that. And let's not get into how Jada has been embarrassing their family. I think it's safe to say that Jada's shenanigans have also taken a toll on their dynamics. She has embarrassed Will way too many times for us to count, and according to a source, Trey is sick and tired of this behavior. While he continues to respect Jada as his father's wife, he has no desire to pursue a relationship with her or speak to her unless it is absolutely necessary. People left comments saying, "Just keep Jada and her parenting out of their relationship and they will be okay." Jaden has been lost and confused for years because at 15, no child should live with no consequences for their actions. Willow did okay in front of the cameras. Thank God Trey has his mother to put a stop to their nonsense when needed. I can relate to how Trey might have felt. When you're not the child who is in the current family, you know that you're not getting a big chunk of time like the other kids are. In your mind, they spend all their time together and you are left out in the cold. It may not be necessarily true, but in your mind it is. And I hope Trey is the key to Will coming back to a healthy self. But do you guys think that Trey is right to hold a grudge? Or do you think he's too grown for this and needs to get over himself? Drop your thoughts in the comments and then check out this next video.